Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. We're going to start our ongoing meditation session now. So you can keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line, and your right palm on your left. And slowly, gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound, please. And also while you focusing to the sound, you can mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, this is our ongoing meditation session, and every day from Los Angeles time, we have this session every day 8 p.m. And in these ongoing sessions, we mainly try to give some basic informations regarding our mental practice. So these meditation sessions is not just mere or just kind of like giving lectures or trying to convert you to something or change you to different level. It's just trying to give you basic information to practice yourself. Because once you know how to practice yourself, once you know the technique, then you are safe and you can do yourself. So when it comes to techniques means the way you have to practice, that is very important. And sometimes people say, oh, no need the technique. Why we have to practice a technique? Because then you become very limited to that. So it's just not you just open to anything. The technique is make you for very limited mental practice to get out of your mind, because that the exit is inside your own mind. The way out is always in your mind. To find that, you have to have certain discipline. And another thing is there is a physics to everything. Remember this. If you know, if you can understand how it works, you can build it or you can unlock it. So this is like that. If you know how, This inside work. That is it. Maybe you know a lot of things outside world. But if you don't know how your mind works, how your body works, just imagine, out of this body, out of this mind, out of this world, that whatever the outcome comes, what will happen to it? So the meditation, this practice is a method trying to give you certain understanding and try to give certain kind of information to learn yourself to understand how your body and mind work. Because once you know that, you find the way to exit from this tangled lifestyle. But the thing is this, very organized, the society or the hierarchy built up with the egocentric ideas or the self-centered mind, and with the culture, the education, or the politics, or the economy, or even the spirituality, sometimes not allow us to get into that path. Why? Because they always need a followers. If you become a follower of somebody, then they become so happy. Just imagine, even nowadays in social medias. And very first thing, sometimes the spiritual leaders go, follow me, share me, follow me, put a like on me. You have seen many videos like that. The very first thing and the end of their lecture, sometimes they say, remember to follow me. Why? Because that is where they can survive. That is where they can build their identity. So then you become a puppet for somebody else. Of course, we as human beings, we need the community, we need each other. But that doesn't mean your inner awareness should give for somebody else. Because that is the very essence of your life. So then you have to remember, give a meaning to that. There is a way that you can exist without following anybody, just by yourself. That is the highest level of awareness. Once it comes to the recognition of once you tune to the direct perception, even without thinking, you can exist. And without the past or the future memory, you can exist. But sometimes we are our own prisoners. And we mostly depend from our past. And we very wrongly understand even the past. So just imagine there was a situation came and you had done, the time in your past. And when that happened during that time, you didn't see that is so important. And maybe you went through so miserable, hard time. So listen this very carefully and be with me. Then you can get it. In your past, you had a very hard, difficult time. And that time you thought, oh, this is a very worst situation in my life. And this is very bad. This should not happen. So you thought it in that time. So now somehow you get out of that situation. Then after 10 years, today, when you remind it, you appreciate that. Oh, I went through a very difficult time. I went through a very hard time. And it is so blessed for me. And I am so happy that I had that time. And I am so happy that I went through that difficult time. And I am so happy it happened to me like that way, that bad situation happened to me. People say that. You always hear the most of people, like very successful people, appreciate their past. But the point is this. So you didn't have the wisdom to appreciating when you are in that epicenter, when in the middle of that crisis, you didn't see. And you had the anger, hatred, jealousy, depression, anxiety, you name whatever. And sometimes you had a very bad idea to even to kill people. I want to kill this guy. So like that, people thought. But now you appreciate, oh, I am so happy. But when something happened today, maybe very bad thing happened to you, why you wait till to your future to appreciate this moment? Because that's what you did. That's what we're doing nowadays. We appreciate our past, but when something happened in the present moment, we have no wisdom to understand, oh, this is happening to me. We don't have the knowledge to appreciate it, take it, accept it. We still keep fighting, and we still have the anger, hatred, jealousy, depression, anxiety regarding the present moment, but still we have wisdom to appreciate the past and say, oh, it is so good it happened to me. See, there we are the unbalance. So then how about if you have the wisdom or the knowledge to bring it to that present moment, and then when the worst thing happened to you, can you smile and say, oh, this is so good for me? Why you pushing, and why you waiting to appreciate that in another time? See, that's the thing. You have ability, but you put it in the wrong place. So why this happen like this? Why we always depending from the past or the future? Why we cannot bring it to this present moment and connect with that, with the wisdom we have? So this is one reason. There are many reasons, but today I'm going to give you one reason. So as human beings, that we look for enlightenment. So what is this enlightenment? People say enlightenment, enlightenment. So we are depending from light. Basically, just imagine our entire this planet depending from the sun. So that's the outside light. So this everything around us depending from the light, and especially the very human being. So we coming from light and we depending from light. So that, but at the same time, that even though you depending from this outside, there is an inner light in you. If you able to get into that, then what happened is the dependency happening with this outside light, anymore you no need. So that is where you detach from the material. But if you depending from this outside, that is something you always depending from outside. Why? Because that light outside. So as you know in this wisdom part that the Eastern and Western, there are two ways of this culture develop. So the Western culture developed this, the wisdom idea depending from outside. That's why in a certain level, in certain teachings, I know I don't want to go to the other religions, but in different teachings, it say the God is the sun and this all the planetary system. In the Eastern also, the sun believe it's kind of like as a God. Why? Because we happen because of the sun, creator, light. So this dependency, if you keep going, then always you bound to outside world. But there is something happening that when you get the light from outside, there is a light inside also. So if you are able to get into that inner light, and that light is so powerful than this outside light. This outside light has a limit, but this inner light, it doesn't have a limit. And in a very, very, very basic level, there is a wiring and firing happening with our brain. It related to the names and forms. And it always shining. It's like a, the tiny light inside us. It's related to the material, the physical world. That's why that the very, that there's a disease called dementia. Why that it called dementia? Because you lose memory. You lose thinking ability. And another thing is there, dementia. It's kind of like the very, that low level of light. It's kind of like when you see an object, it's blurred, you cannot recognize it, illuminate. It's not a kind of like there is no shining bright when you have the dementia. And you cannot see clearly. So that means that inner light start to become dim, very shallow, low. And that's why it's called dementia. It's become dim. So you know that we say the lights, dim light. So like that, this brain, the light happening in you, it's become dim. And then the recognition drop. You cannot recognize. So that is a very basic level of this physical level of the understand. But there is a light deeply than the related to your brain or this material. That is what called enlightenment. The inner light deeply, the related to your awareness or the consciousness is so bright and so clear. But mostly because of we depending from this outside light, you are forget to access to that inner light. So then you have to remember, this is very, very limited. And by the time, because this all depending from time, space, material, like that. But this inside, that you have power to get into that light. So how you can do it? So the meditation is a method. Dropping this outside dependency with this outside objects or the names or the forms, you deeply get into that, this inner light, that itself, it's called the recognition. The recognition come out of the awareness. And then that it come out of the consciousness. And without even object, that recognition can happen in certain level. Just imagine something happened in the past, like a few years back, and then suddenly today you recognize why it happened. See, that the inner light come maybe later. So then how about not later? How about if it is happened right now, right here? How about when you see something, hear something, smell something, feel something, even whatever comes to your mind right away, you get into the exactly 100% accurate recognition. If you had a 5 minutes of experience in your life, that everything you recognize to the 100% exactly correct, what will happen to you? In that very moment, you live to the highest. Why? Because your mind get out of the memory. And your mind get out of this projecting energy. And it doesn't look for anything. It just exists in the moment. And it's satisfied to the 100%. And then you don't look to live. You live in that very moment. That is what you need. In the basic level, once you have it, then let's go beyond that. But without you getting to that, you cannot go beyond it. Without recognizing something as it is, how you can see what happening to it? If you try to see like that way, it is just your mental idea. That is what happened to this spiritual path. What is that? Because we try to understand it from someone else's words. Why you need to understand your life from someone else's words? Why you need to understand your life reading someone else's book? Because where that you are in a capacity. Why you cannot see what is happening within you? Why you don't see it? Because you are the one who experiencing it. You are the only one who can see it very clearly. Because one thing, we don't trust that our inner wisdom. That is one thing. And sometimes we don't have the right mindset or the inner wisdom to go towards that. And sometimes we have addiction to go with someone else and following someone else's knowledge. So like that, there are many reasons. That's why we all are in this samsaric journey, keep going like this way. But today, you have an opportunity to take a different path. Don't afraid for that. You are the only one who can take that path. That is your turning point. Rather than keep repeating and doing and keep going the way that your mind always project. And we call another way, it is a nice word called the vision. And the vision come out of the visualization. Visualization happen out of the thoughts. The thoughts happen out of your past experience. So if you go in that way, maybe the moment of experience will be different, but you going through the same circle, It's like children. It's like elders. See, sometimes children, they look different. And in the beginning, they look like their parents. And everybody come and say, oh, you look like your mother. Oh, you look like your father. And then when they become teenagers, they become different. And they become different, and their behavior also become different. And then by the time what happened, when they get old, you look, when they get old, they're going to become same like their parents. What their mother did, they're going to do. The girls, when they get old, they're going to do the same kind of lifestyle, same kind of mindset. Boys, when they get old, they're going to be same like their fathers. So you can see how your parents keep doing when they get old, like after 60, 70, 80, how they do. Remember, you're also going to do like that. If you are very clear and if you tune to the present moment, then there is a possibility you completely become new person. Otherwise, that is where the generations build. That is where the civilizations build. That's where our society build. That's where people so into this surname. And because they bound to something which is invisible and they don't see. But why you want to go like that way? Look what happened to your parents. It's nothing bad, but you want to end your life like that? Do you want to be completely different person? Maybe that your environment is different, you live in a different place, but later your mindset going to be like that. Because deeply we bound to our inner comfort zone and keep repeating same things. But this is a good opportunity for you. Take a new road. Then you become a brand new person. And make your children like brand new person too. That is what the society needs. Otherwise, as you know, we heard the word history repeat. Why? How the history repeat? During this, the seasons or the winds or the clouds as a memory and bring and put something on your head. No, we are the one who keep repeating like our ancestors. For the moment, we think we see kind of like a difference, but deeply we hold it to something. So then remember, get into that inner light and try to find it, because once you find that, you have the confidence to just be solid. That is what called undisturbed mind. And then whatever this outside, the light, you not depend on that. It's conventional, it's going to be there, but you not depend on that. So you develop the undisturbed mind. So in the very first level, you need that. Once you have that inner light, it is so powerful and see things very clearly, very bright, and very accurate. And it happened on time, not fast, like, that, as I mentioned, that after 10 years, you today recognize, oh, it happened to me, very good. I am so appreciate it happened to me. Not like that. So when you depend from this outside light, that is what happened. Why? Because you get the wisdom later. Just imagine, you spend 10 years in the hell, to enjoy and recognize it happened to you and it is good. So how about you get the on time? So right away when it happened, you recognize, oh, maybe somebody, yelling, somebody blaming to you, or something went bad, and you recognize right away, oh, this is happening to me. Very good. See, in that right away, what happens? You have the power to tune to it, go with it, accept it, and then you have no any other, the anger, hatred, jealousy, to make any kind of unnecessary actions. So then your life doesn't go wrong, and other people don't get hurt out of that. See, then you have the benefit, and how other people get the benefit when you tune to that right mindset. So that is what you need. So this practice will bring that connection deeper inside you. It takes time, but still when you are in the right path, don't worry about it. Enjoy the path rather than looking for the destination. Enjoy the ride. So enjoy the moment of practice and see the very mechanism of inhalation, exhalation, very mechanism of sensation, very mechanism of feelings. Recognize, understand the physics, how this happens, understand how the breathing happens. That is what you need. It gives the key. When the feelings come, understand how these feelings happen. The mechanic, how they fix all these, the vehicles, and carpenters, they build these things. Mason, they building these things. Plumbers, how they fix these things. Electricians, how they do that. Firefighters, the fire is very dangerous. But still, they go with it. They know how to handle it. They know how to do. Why? Because they know the very nature of the fire. Why we get burned? Because we don't know. So then, just learn yourself. Recognize yourself. How your body, mind work. That is the only thing you need. Once you have that, the half of the journey to complete. Other half of the journey you can enjoy, and you can reach so smoothly. Little by little, little by little, little by little, you can go deeper. So for that, just be in the present moment and see. Just get into the primary mental object, which is your own inhalation, exhalation, and just recognize how it works. Don't interfere with it. Don't try to get into the middle of that. Don't try to maintain the way you want. Just observe. Just experience and see. So this is the moment we're going to practice a little bit. And your right palm on your left, and neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So bring your attention to your body and observe head to toes 3 times and say Swapateva, or may I be well and happy. 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment, with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your own inhalation and exhalation. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times, please. And find the sensation in front of your nose. So observe the sensation of inhalation, exhalation as it is. Do nothing extra. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward, visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside, to your left side, and to your right side. Downward, and upward. To all six directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Also may all your guardian angels will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata chamyehi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Imaya Dhamma Nudhamma Patipattiya Buddhang Pujemi Dhammang Pujemi Sanghang Pujemi Attaya Imaya Patipattiya Jati Jara Vyadhi Maranam Ha Paribunjissami Idamme Punya Kammang Asavakkaya Vahang Hotu Sabba Dukkha Pamuncatu. Bless.